So we have seen in the last video about the intent and how to pass data from the intent. Now I am going to show you data passing with the start activity for result method. Okay, so we have this method start activity, but we have another method which is start activity for results. So the meaning of start activity for result is you will start the activity, you will do some operations on that activity, which is destination activity. You will do some operations on destination activity, and after doing your operations you will get the results or pass some data back to the calling activity, which is main activity. So from main activity we will go to user detail activity by using which method? Start activity for results method. We will do some operations here and then we will close this activity and come back to this activity with some data. Now just like we are putting some data into intent here, intent.put extra, and we are passing the data into the intent using start activity method, same we are going to do intent we are going to use to get the data back into this activity. So how to do that? So there are a few things we need to declare here so that the data passing could be identified. What are those? So what data we need here is we need result code. So I will write int result code, or we can write int request code. Let's write request code, which is equal to any number. I will write 1 to 5. This is my request code. Okay, now this request code I will pass, but where? Now let's see how we do it. Now suppose I am going to pass some number to user details activity, and user detail activity will give me square root of that number or square of that number. User detail activity will give me square of that number, and in return we will get the result, which is square of that number. So let's go to the layout first. Let me make changes. So here I will write enter your number, and this input type text I will change to number, right? Number. Okay, now what I need to do is I will add one more text view here, which is for results, which is for result. So here text view I am adding, and this text view, it will show me result. Currently I am not showing anything, but just result I am showing, and txt result will be the ID of this text view. Margin 30 dp I will add. Text size also I will add, text size 30 dp. Okay, so currently result is nothing. Now I am going to do what? Send this data. So I will write process. Okay, so on process button, which is button show, on that button I will execute the intent. Now what we need to do here, we are doing some slight modification here. Into the start activity method, second parameter I am adding as request code. Second parameter I am adding as request code, and my method will be start activity for result. My method will be start activity for result. Now this start activity for result is deprecated, but they have given that this method has been deprecated in favor of using the activity result API, which brings increased type safety in activity result contract. Okay, so we can use activity result contract, but that is for the latest API we are using. Since we are using Java, this method was still supported. This method is still supported. It is deprecated because we are using new version of build tool. Compile SDK and build tool, we are using new version, that is why it is showing deprecated, but we can still use it. So I have sent start activity for result using intent, and I am sending request code. Here name, instead of name I am sending number, right? So I will change the name to number, and here input extra I will send number. So I will convert this to integer. So how to convert this into integer? After toString I will write, okay, not after toString. What I will do is I will write integer dot parse int, and into that I will pass this entire string as a parameter. Parse int. This method will do what? It will convert my string into integer, and my return type should be int, right? Return type should be int. Instead of username I will pass number. So parse int, it will convert my string, this string, to integer, and I am passing that integer as a number identification into intent for user details activity. Now since I have written start activity for result, I need some code to collect the result from the returning activity also, right? So here I will override one method which is on activity result. On activity result. Now what this method will do? This method will give you all the returned values from the user details activity, and you can catch them here into on activity result. Okay. Now here you can see they have given request code, right? Which is the request code we are going to use, and result code also, and intent, we have data into the intent. So I will just write if request code is equal to request code, our request code. That means whatever code we have sent from here, if that number is same, that means the data we have received from another activity into the return is same. Okay, otherwise this function will listen to any other data also, unnecessary data also, right? And here what I will write is if result code is equal to, now they have one constant which is result underscore okay. This also we are going to send. Remember, this we are going to send. This is the predefined constant result underscore okay. Just remember two things: result request code and result okay. Request code we are already sending here. Okay. Now what I will do, I will come here and I will write a function. Int get square int num, and what I will do is return num into num, right? So this function will give me num into num in return, right? Okay. And now I will delete this set text. Okay. Now here I need to do some changes. Now instead of this welcome, I will write input number is, and I will print that number here instead of txt name, right? And now I will add one button here so that we can go to the previous activity. We can go to the previous activity by clicking this button, and I will write here show result, which is button. This is 18 sp. Okay, so now number will be shown here, and show result button I have taken. Now this button I am renaming as show result button. So this button show result button and show result button on set on click listener, new on click listener and view. Okay, now one more modification I want to do. There I am sending what number, which is integer, so I will have to catch it as integer only. So I will change the identification string and I will write get int extra. Now here what we need to provide, we need to provide default value also. In case if that integer is not given, we need to provide default value also. So my default value will be 0. If my number is not coming, then my default value will be 0. Now here I will change to int num equal to I get int extra number, and I will set this to set text. Now see, in the last video only I have told you, if you write this you will get the error. Why? Because it is accepting character sequence and string only, and what we are passing, okay, no, set text int is also supported. Okay, I thought int is not supported for set text. Set text int is also supported, as you can see here. Set text int see, set text int is also supported. Okay, let's check if int is okay, set text int is supported, no problem with that. Okay, so we can write it, and on clicking the process button, what will happen? We will go to the previous activity with results. Now here try to pay attention how to write this code is very important. First we will create intent object. Okay, we will create intent object, and into this object I will add the answer, which is answer. And what is the answer? It is get square. Get square method. Why I am writing this get square method? Because I am passing the get square method as a number, and it is returning me integer. So this is nothing but integer. Here also you can write also like this, int x equal to get square, and you can write x here. You can write x here, but instead of that I am doing less. I am writing minimum code because it is very easy to understand. Get square, right? So now you have set intent. Now one method you need to write, which is set result, and here you will need to write result code and intent data. Here see, result code is given, but we need to pass data also. So result code. So what was the result code? Result underscore okay. This code we have used here. See, if result code, you can use your own result code also. Understand, you can use your own result code also, where here we are using result underscore okay, which is predefined. So here also we are using predefined, and I will pass that intent object. So with the result we are passing intent object. Now like we have seen start activity method, which will start the another intent, here we have finish method. This finish method will do what? It will finish the current activity. It will finish the current activity, and whatever data we have set here for result, it will give me here into this code. So there is some code I need to write here, but let's go back again and try to understand step by step what we are doing. So in the first activity, what is our job? Our job is to get the number from the user into edit text. Click on that button. By clicking on that button, user will go where? Into the second activity, which is this. On this activity you will get the number, and when you click show result button, it will go back to the main activity you want, where it will show the answer as result here, right? So in the code, what we are doing, on button click we have created one intent. We have written a number as a parameter, and instead of start activity we have written start activity for result. Into that we are passing intent, and we are telling the intent, or we are telling the program that this is my request code, and give me request and response based on this request code. That means I am sending some code to you, give me response on that code only or against that code only, so that I can understand that the result is for this request. That means you can identify the request and the response is appropriate. Otherwise you will get response for other request also. It is a possibility that you can get it. Now after this I will go to this activity where here I will do get intent number, and I'm setting that number. After clicking that button on show result, what I'm doing, I'm again creating one intent, pushing that data into the intent and setting result as OK and doing finish, and I'm doing finish. Now in on activity result method, which is overridden method into the activity, here I'm checking if request code is same or not. The request code I am got returned by the on activity result is matching with my request code or not. If it is matching, then only I am going inside to check the other code. If result code is also matching or not, and if that result code is also matching, then I will find that data into the intent object, which is data object. So here I will write what? Int res, that means results, equal to data dot get int extra, and my data was what? Answer. Okay, and here also they need default value, which is 0. I will put. Okay, now after getting this data, I need to set it to the text view, which is the answer text view. Do you remember this text view? txt result. So what I will do, I will go to main activity again. I will define the text view here, txt result. Find view by id, I will do txt result. Okay, and in this txt result I will set text result res. My work is done. This is how I will do adding data into the intent, and I'm passing it for my activity for result. Okay, and now let's try to check this program how it works on the actual mobile application. So let me run this. Okay, so our application is running now, and so this is the activity, and if I put some number, enter your number. If I put 8 here and if I click on proceed, okay, so app is crashing now. So let's check the logcat why this application is crashing, and it will give us all the details of the error. So here we can see the errors. Unable to start activity, component info, resource ID not found, exception. So string ID not found. So where it is giving us error? So that error is for text view, which is user detail txt name. It is not found. So we must have given some different name, which is txt name, and here txt name. Let me check. Where is this txt name? Txt name. Which is user detail activity txt name. It is not found. Okay, so I am damn sure that this error is about this only, where I need to put string dot value of num. Let's see if the error is regarding that only, because what it is saying is that find view by id txt name is not found. Also show button result we have not created for this. So here let me do show but result button. Okay, so txt name and show result button. So let's try to run this again and let's see what it gives us. So our activity is running again, and let's put the number here. So if I put 9, and let me go to the process. Okay, so input number is 9, and if I click on show results is 81, right? So our programming is working, and as I have told you in the last video also, this set text here you need to provide the exact parameter. See, now in the logcat we have seen the error was resource ID not found exception. So the meaning of that resource ID not found was something different, but since we have done this, maybe because we have not done or linked this show button, so maybe that is also a reason where the error has come. Maybe this is not also the exact solution, but okay, no problem. So here this is how we are doing start activity for results. Now what is the use of start activity for results? When do you use it? So basically whenever you want to add something into cart, or whenever you want to do something with the billing, or whenever you want to do something into the list. For example, suppose you are in the main screen, you are in the first screen, and if you click on add employees details, okay, so or if you're clicking on a button add employees or add person or add products, whatever it is, so on clicking that add product you will execute start activity for result. And once you add that product, when it is successfully getting added into the database or whatever wherever place you want to add it, once you add it, you get a result request code as result underscore OK. And when you get result underscore OK, you will refresh your list so that the newly added product you can see on your dashboard. Because activity, what activity will do, activity will not refresh that data for you because it is into a back stack. By coming back on the main activity again, or by clicking the back button, your main activity, it will not refresh the UI or it will not refresh the data. It will be, and it will look like same as you have left the activity. The last state of activity, it will show you the same, it will not update the data. So that is why you will have to use start activity for results. Also one just like I told you that data will not be refreshed, but you can write that API or data refreshing code in on resume also. On resume is a life cycle method which will execute once you come on that screen again. So this is how you can use on activity results. So what you need to do in on activity result, you need to pass request code and you need to identify that request code and get the data, and result code also you need to identify or check. And after that, into the main into the processing activity, you will set result as I or whatever, set result and I, that means data, and finish will finish or destroy the current activity. Okay, so this is how on activity result will be used. In the next video we will learn about implicit intents.